What made you decide to join the finishing school?
I think it's something that I'd wanted to do for a long, long time. I think looking at any kind of investment in myself, I hadn't invested in myself basically since university. That was the last time I'd sort of put money on sort of education and training myself. Always knew that I wanted to do it, wanted to write. Really, I just feel like I was ready for a career change. I was working in marketing, always had the dream of wanting to be a full-time writer. I wanted to write for magazines, wanted to write for newspapers for as long as I can really, basically from as long as I started buying Vogue and Stylist magazine and all of that back in the day as a kid.
How are all those struggles feeling?
It was me shutting doors on myself, really. There were real bumps in the road. It's very easy to convince yourself not to do something. It's very hard to convince yourself to do something that's, outside of what society might deem as unnormal. I feel like now I can call myself a writer. By the end of it, I was like, okay, I'm a writer now. Like I can call myself a writer, and I feel really confident doing that now. When I introduced myself to people for the first time, it's like I'd always be like, oh yeah, I work in marketing, but I'm kind of like writing on the weekends. And it's like, no, now I'm a writer, and that's how I introduce myself to people. And yeah, which is pretty cool and a pretty big turning point for me. Since then, I've been working on my book, and I've actually just hit 80,000 words on it. It's very much nearly there. The first draft is nearly there. And I feel like now, genuinely, when I sit down to write, it just flows out of me. And I think before I'd sit down and I'd overanalyze and I'd overthink, and I'd sometimes wait for sort of creativity to hit me and think, okay, now's a good time to write. But now it's like, no, it's like you show up every day no matter what. And I just show up. If it's 10 minutes, if it's 2 hours, however long I get, I just show up and let it pour out of me, and just trust the process and trust myself that what's coming out is good. And I would have never been able to do that before our coaching. So and even now, I'm still getting commissions, and that's really great. I've just got a commission from a magazine that was on my sort of like Pinterest, wish list, wish board for the year, and that's already happened in January. And so now I almost just feel like the sky's the limit.
What would you tell someone who's where you were before starting?
Mhm. I'd tell someone to just take the plunge and just do it. It's if you've got that feeling in your gut that you think this is something you could do, you could have a real crack at. Just do it. Do it. It's always better to think, well, I tried it. It's always better to think that than to go on, in your life and think, oh God, I wish I did this, wish I did that. If you've got the feeling, just go for it.